Thank you very much, Dr. Yousaf, for inviting us. Respected Professor Dr. Gujrat, I must say I am the grand student of Dr. Gujrat. And my teacher, Yousaf, you are here, first of all, we will talk about, because Naveed started a debate, and I take it on heart personally as a quantitative research. So there should be debate, I think, and it's very difficult to have a debate with my own teacher. Sir Naveed is my teacher as well. So while we talk about scientific knowledge, I think you need two skills. Emphasis of Naveed Saab debate was on practical skills. I do appreciate practical skills cannot be learned like scientific method, but you also need scientific skills to have impact on society. I'm going on another way. Because whenever you are conducting research, what are actually you are doing? Actually, you are contributing to the knowledge. And what is contribution to the knowledge is presenting theories to make people understand about different phenomena. So when Western scholars work on several, you can say they underpin westernized issues, westernized phenomena, westernized problems. And there is a dire need of unfolding local context, local problems. We have to talk about, we have to underpin local phenomena in our research particularly. As a researcher, I must say, and I appreciate that this book has, I think, 25 chapters, and these 25 chapters, both approaches, scientific approaches and theoretical approaches, both are equally, contributor of these books from different countries, ranging from Nigeria, Chile, some other global south countries, including Pakistan. And I'm very happy to inform that two chapters actually belong to my students of masters. So because they work and scientifically their work is at par. One have taken quantitative approach and one have taken qualitative approach. So coming back to the point about theorizing something. So actually what we are doing, actually we are theorizing something, and there are certain approaches. One of them is what Dr. Naveed Saab was focusing on observation of observing patterns and be subjective to pose new, actually what you are posing, actually you are posing also hypothesis, you are saying people are like you. Someone has to test it. And the second approach is bottom-up approach. In bottom-up approach, what we quantitative researchers do, we try to understand, we also observe. There is a myth about literature review. Literature reviews should be of two kinds. One is from books, what existing literature is saying, and the second one should be your own observation. So a quantitative researcher also observes the patterns, actually thanks to the qualitative research, who produce wonderful knowledge of understanding patterns. So both qualitative research and quantitative research actually complement each other, and they are making a cycle of, you must say, the cycle of knowledge production. And if both are not working properly, you must say the things are not operating in a society. And this is the problem in our society, Pakistan, for instance. We have less opportunities to publish our work. So platforms like Sage, elsewhere, they also encourage local context. But sometimes, I was telling Sir Quaid-e-Azam that sometimes your paper has been rejected based on, your chapter has been rejected because a reader belongs from USA. So this is the not only sole reason. Let me tell you, the other reason is our methodological and practical sophistication. We must give something new to the phenomena, because many phenomena are already observed by qualitative researchers, as Naveed was telling you. They are already reported. So as a quantitative researcher, what you are doing, actually you are explaining factors which are involved in some phenomena. That's why quantitative papers look like very scientific, because they are to the point. They are connecting the dots between two phenomena, two concepts in fact. So understanding concepts, understanding the construct is very important. In which attributes you are interested. So when a Western scholar works, they are much more interested. They drive their construct from the Western context. In fact, when a local scientist like Yousaf, and you people, you guys, will work, you will give emphasis to your local attributes. Local attributes are quite important, what you are measuring. So while you are measuring something, actually it is coming from theory. Nothing is without theory. I totally agree with Sargodha. So actually, the other skill is scientific skills. There is no chance of mistake in that. That is very much. And to produce impactful knowledge should be the goal of society. Because why? Western societies are giving answers to different research questions. Because research question, what I believe, is the uh, thought-provoking process. Because you students with a very brilliant ideas come to a senior professor like Dr. Gujrat with very good ideas. And a professor has a scientific, background to make them useful, to make them in a form of a theory, to propose theories. This is the ongoing process. This is the cycle. So innovation from your brains and with the help of some scientific, person, it is a cycle. It should be ongoing. And publishers, always encourage scholars with having great grip on these approaches, which I am talking about. So you are theorizing with some approach. You might have different ontology or different epistemology, but I believe yes, reality can be measured. I have certain skills. I have some practical logic behind that. And of course, for some other scholars believe that okay, social reality is constructed. So we must appreciate both approaches. They are equally contributing to our society. For example, let me give you example of providing solution based. One of my students whose chapter was part of it, and each chapter is peer reviewed blindly because this is the policy of publisher. That's why my student Yasin is not here. I want to appreciate him. So in his chapter, he was talking about recent phenomena. A recent communication support is needed for businesses. So to promoting soft image of Pakistan, we talk about tourism. So what that student do, he talked about eco-tourism. He was interested in eco-tourism. So he identified social media as a tool of change. In another paper, we talked about journalistic perspective. So how we can incorporate problems of issues reporting health. So community-based knowledge and on the other side, theory-driven knowledge, both are quite important. And these kind of books are giving and providing opportunities because when title was final, actually sometimes there are deviation in submission. But one thing was final that people from global south will present their knowledge, their local context. They will talk about local phenomena, and it will be presented in form of a book. So this, I must appreciate Dr. Yousaf Saab for making a good team and which goes through a long journey because I was the part behind that book. I know that was difficult time. I don't have a temperament to sit down and write books. Dr. Naveed Saab was absolutely right. We must appreciate each other, and the process of production of knowledge should not be stopped, particularly for students right now, because you students have many novel ideas in your mind. You are encountering with lot of phenomena. You are using new technology. You are interacting much more than us, so you have better observation. So you can think about social problem like Mark Zuckerberg think about a social problem. He connected the world. Actually, he presented a new business model. Now, information control is not in the hand of media companies. It is moving beyond their control, moving to the tech companies. So, main thing is to produce ideas fast, like Naveed guided very well, and then test these ideas that they are applicable, they have implications for society. If anything is having implication for society, it can be known as impact factor. That's the only game I am just informing you. So thank you very much, Dr. Yousaf, for inviting us, and I'm very humbly, with the gratitude that University of Gujrat, Vice Chancellor Saab is not present here. He was very kind enough. He provided us such a platform that we can interact with each other. This will be continued, inshallah. Thank you very much.